Let's analyze the following hand. Let's see what the AI gives us here. Okay, so it's very clear that the small blind is not going to have any donks. So far so good. The AI chooses a range bet for 25%. That's about what DavyJones did, but he bet a little bit less, which is probably totally fine and might even be better. So we're going to change that. Yeah, so still a range bet obviously. King 10 of diamonds is definitely pure calling. It's not the hand to bluff raise. 7 of clubs, easy check. Now I'm curious, and I think it will. I haven't looked at it yet, but I think the ace queen indeed will mix here, bets and checks. Yeah, that's mainly because DavyJones checks, but it kind of makes sense because the absolute top up still is gonna have quite a lot of pocket jacks in his range. Pocket aces. Yeah, you can still get a lot of value from king queen, ace jack, jack 10, 10 9, protection type purposes, flush draws and whatnot. So king 10 obviously. So there's a lot of value to be had by betting the ace queen still. But DavyJones checks, and I'm quite curious, and I think the solver will, I guess, yeah, a little bit, but not with the exact combo of DavyJones. So yeah, I thought it could check, but I saw it as a pretty peculiar check, to be very honest. I mean, yeah, ace queen. There are ace queens that actually check, so much is clear. Just not the exact combo of DavyJones, with this one here. Ace of diamonds, queen of hearts. I guess just the queen of hearts generally is like here. If we look at absolute range here, the queen of hearts, like why the queen of hearts, right? Like one of the reasons I can spot immediately here is that absolute top up should have a little bit more king queen suiteds here. That is not the king queen of hearts, right? These are a little bit fuller. These boxes are a little bit fuller. So a little bit more combos of that. So yeah, unblocking these, it just gets more value when it has the queen of hearts by betting, right? So yeah, that's pretty good reason to actually bet the queen of hearts. So yeah, we can see here again, DavyJones actually made a deviation from GTO. We don't know if it was on purpose, right? If he knows this is a pure bet, but exploitatively checked back for whatever reason, we don't know. Or he just made a mistake, we just don't know. But yeah, this is actually a pure bet. Most ace queens. With the queen of hearts, he's just betting. He did check back though. I have to note lock this to make the overall strategy outputs a little bit closer to a realism here. Right, we go to these ace queen combos and we just... So we note lock that. So DavyJones checks back. And another blank hits on the river. And see, now this is interesting, right? Maybe this is the reason why DavyJones checks back. We can see king 10 of diamonds is definitely not shoving in GTO, at least. The absolute top up just went for it and just shoved it in with the king 10 suited. Meaning he may be absolutely over bluffing overall here. And we don't know, maybe he's not bluffing the, I don't know, man. Nah, yeah, he's probably over bluffing. Just looking at it, like he's probably also doing it with these, which he should. But he should be very taming down his aggression here. Maybe he's also shoving these, right? But, you know, but yeah, it's very interesting to see. Like so far, also in the last video, we actually do see a lot of, let's not call it mistakes with these World Championship crushers, right? Let's call it deviations. We do see a lot of deviations from GTO. In this case, however, we do see 2 deviations in one hand. Both that kind of work together, that Absolute was actually the one that made the mistake, right? I think the more Absolute actually overbluffs on the river, the more he should be incentivized to check back the ace queen there, right? Of course, there are other factors like calling down bets from the turn onwards with bluff catchers that also influence that heavily. But I think it is a factor, right? Whether Absolute actually under or over bluffs on the river probably influences DavyJones' decision with the ace queen here. The bluff is an absolute, may I call it a punt in GTO, right? We move the decimal only 1 place, so that this becomes what seems to be a $500 punt for Absolute. Wow. That is quite a big mistake. I mean, I respect all of them, right? I mean, they may both have their, reasons to deviate from GTO here, but the conclusion is, it seems that in this case, both players deviated, but in the favor of DavyJones. DavyJones' deviation is not even that big of a EV difference. Right? He is way more justified to deviate here because the EV difference is so small. Whereas in GTO, like the EV difference here is gigantic, right? $500. I think we spotted a hand here where one player exploited the other pretty heavily. So that is it for today. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching.